Hey you guys, what is up? It's Amanda. As you're joining, say hello. As you are watching the replay, say replay love in the comments below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're watching and that you've seen what's going on. So, how's it going? It's been a little minute since I've been on video. So let me just check to make sure this is working. It looks like it is. Awesome. Sweet. So, as you're here, say hi. Hi, my name is Amanda Heisman. So I'm coming on today, I don't know if you guys caught it, but last week I wrote out a little reintroduction for you. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like a whole new person with all the shifts that 2020 brought us. And I know I wrote a reintroduction back in January, but whoa, it's like a whole nother lifetime since then, eh? So, hey Melinda, how are you? So I'm actually, I know some of you aren't super fans of reading long things, so I wanted to come on video and kind of just go through this reintroduction with you and kind of tell you who you're still following, what I'm all about, like what's going on over in the Heisman Health Corner. So maybe you guys can resonate with this if you've been feeling a lot of shifts this year. Obviously the world's thrown a lot at us. So if you've been feeling that, if you've been just like turning over new leaf after new leaf sort of feeling, if you've been just dying and rebirthing every month, every week it feels like, let me know in the comments if you if you're feeling that energy, and let me know what's most like relevant for your rebirth right now. So this is something I wrote out. I'm gonna kind of go through it a little bit. So I'm a nutrition coach, obviously, a channel of nourishment, so physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And I'm all about easy, joyful, pleasurable relationships with our food and our bodies and ourselves. Those three things. Easy relationship with food, with body, and with ourselves. That what I believe is our birthright should be a given for us. You know, we shouldn't have to earn something like that. That society tells that should be hard, tells us that sort of thing should be hard, that's just bullshit. Okay? So I support women and people in general in building proper nourishment through nutrition science, plus food psychology, plus shamanic energy work. So I kind of bring those three things together. And I come, if you don't already know, I come from a decade of corporate sales and now 7 or so years on this path. So I'm both free spirit fairy and what I like to call boardroom bitch. So I'm a bridge. I'm kind of a bridge between these worlds. I've gone to extremes. So I did extreme masculine. You know, if you're familiar with the principles of masculine, feminine, yin, yang, I did extreme masculine, and I've done both extreme masculine and extreme feminine. So first, with the example and approval of our society, which is heavily masculine, right? I leaned into my hyper masculine or my yang, and I had lots of energy, a very work hard, play hard, achieving oriented, went after it sort of thing. I had lots of worldly results, right? I had lots of money, I had lots of awards, I had lots of accolades, you know, titles, whatever else. But ultimately, when all was said and done, I burned out. And I felt empty and unfulfilled, like I was missing something, like this is success. Something's up with that, right? Like I think one of the great philosophers, I don't remember if it was Gandhi or someone, said that you'll feel like your ladder is on the wrong wall, and that's exactly how I felt. And I wasn't willing to go any further at the cost of my health. So, and this is before I knew much about health. I just knew enough to trust my gut and say, not that, right? Not that way. That's not the way. Hi, James. Hi, Ash. Good to see you. So then I went into extreme feminine. I had had a car accident. And I went really, really far in my yin, right? I couldn't do all the activities and triathlons and all that stuff that I was used to doing. And I had to go into this cocoon, into what I call the goddess phase, right? Really appreciating stillness, gentle exercise, gentle life, slow life, right? So this was a lot of nourishment, a lot of healing, a lot of rest, a lot of looking after myself, and really experiencing pure magic. I bopped around the world, both physically and astrally, and I went deep into my shadow and explored what was there in my subconscious belief system and brought a lot to light. And I learned exactly how to make body magic, how to make alchemy in my own body. So I'll say that about the feminine, and I'll just note here that there are some aspects of like a doing society, like an extreme patriarchal masculine society that I just won't ever return to, that are worth acting out of, but that's a post for another day. Those are what I call modern day hazards. Like sitting all day in front of a screen. I don't do that anymore. So I was there in this pure feminine and body magic, and I have been bringing it center. Because in that feminine place, I felt amazing. I felt like every day was magic, but there was not a lot of results or success, right? I had a hard time even supporting myself from that place. I felt great. I felt amazing, but I had a frustration of like, oh, there's nothing to show for it, right? So then I integrated, right? I grounded a foot in both worlds. I stabilized my human wholeness in my feminine body, and I made space for it all. So rather than like this one against that one or doing this, it was just like they came into harmony. They wanted to do a nice dance together, right? A nice tango. I did not make anything wrong. I did not demonize any of it. It was just harmony. I let myself be both badass boss babe and free-flowing earth-loving hippie and made space for it all, right? Our human minds like to put boxes around things and people, but we are multifaceted, multi-passionate beings. So I integrated the effects on my body and the implication for health and hormones. That does a lot to your health, body, and hormones when you are in either extreme. So I knew when I was hard and when I was soft, right? Literally and metaphorically. I knew when I was cold and when I was hot. I knew when I was in fight, flight, freeze, which has a big effect on our hormones, and when I was in kind of this creative, free-flowing pleasure state, right? So pleasure almost sounds like a dirty word these days, but really it is the natural state of the female body. And it has a huge effect on our hormone to be having fun, to be in pleasure, you know? So, and that is actually exactly what I help people do now, whether they realize it or not, is kind of come to that integrated place with their wealth. So I call it creating inside out wealth, allowing holistic success, right? Since health is inner wealth, they're guided to create their own pleasure diet and come back to body knowing and complete sovereignty, just like I did on my path over the last 17 years, right? So sovereignty, again, is just a state of knowing it's all within you, right? It's not this weird word. It doesn't have to be religious or about royalty. It's just the state of owning your own choices and power and knowing you have the wisdom, the inner wisdom to know what's best for you. So things I cannot stand after going through that whole journey, things I cannot stand are what I call the bullshit sector of the wellness industry that preys on insecurities, that markets to an ideal body shape, that doesn't allow for the dynamic changing of the female body, and that preaches general not enoughness. Like, you're not enough. You'll be enough when you have the, you do this or you have this, or I think we're all moving beyond that paradigm, right? We're moving beyond that. That paradigm's not leaving room for you to be you, for you to be all that you are, especially what I call your kitchen witch, your herb witch, the goddess of the woods, the goddess of the hearth that is within all of us, in a sense of you have it within you to create pure body magic. It's just a matter of pulling it out and getting to know that side of you that has since been kind of pushed down by society. So the premise of my work always holds you whole. I always hold myself whole, I always hold my clients whole, and try to do that with every human I come in contact with, right? We're all a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time. So you'll find me always affirming your wholeness while at the same time calling you up to a next level version of you, calling forth that future you into the present. So I do want to say, like, society's starting to get this, right? We're releasing diet culture. There's a whole movement around, damn the diets, body love, body positivity, intuitive eating. These are all great. They are great. And that they're only the beginning, right? All of these movements are starting to get it. They're saying, not that way, right? They're condemning away. Just like back there, and when I left corporate, I was like, this isn't going to work for me. Not that way, but it's only a start, right? So if that is not the focus, what is? Like, what does it mean to be in full, deep nourishment, right? Even if you have 5 kids running around at your feet, even if you're running like a 7-figure business, like a badass, even if what does it mean to be in full, deep nourishment for yourself? Holistic nourishment, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It's an ongoing inquiry, right? So a lot of people, when they hear me talk about this, they're like, oh, I haven't really heard anybody talk about health, nutrition, and nourishment in this way before. How do you do this, right? So besides what I already said about using the pillars of addressing relationship with food, body, and self through nutrition science, food psychology, and shamanic energy work, I share energetic codes and direct energy to hold you safely and guide you into theta state, which is an altered state of consciousness. And we address subconscious beliefs. So we dance, right? We embody things that we're working on, movement and different things. We make nutritional changes. I'm trained in making habit change. And we come from all angles. So we explore your bio-individual, bespoke self-love rituals, right? Your bio-individual nourishment and your bespoke self-love rituals that you, and by doing that, you make self-care more than just a checklist, right? Like, you have these self-love rituals for yourself. And this is exactly how I did it for myself. So that being said, there are 3 women in my sphere, like, looking and calling in this kind of support that they don't even think exists yet. It's an integration to the middle ground. It's the path of ultimate balance. We're coming into Libra season. My favorite. I love fall. I'm a Libra. Shout out to all the Libras out there. Who's a Libra? Tell me. So if that's you, and you're kind of like looking like, what's going on? I'm not sure I totally get it, but you're like feeling kind of poked by the energy. You might feel overwhelmed if you're in one extreme or the other. You might resonate with parts of my journey that I described earlier in the video. It could look like a lack of energy. It could look like I can't sleep. I can't turn my mind off. I can't sleep. It could look like, why can't I get rid of these last 15, 20 pounds? It could look like you're not feeling like, you're no longer feeling like the zazazoo with your partner, right? Like, You have no energy left for that sort of thing. Or just having several parts of your life together, but not this one thing. Like, how can I be such a badass with this, and this, but I can't figure out my energy, my health, my wellness. So you know you're ready for the next level, but you're not even sure what that means yet, and you're searching for a grounded perspective, well-being, and energy that allows you to live a life that's fulfilling, but also exciting, right? We're not just here to like show up and like hang out. So I'm well into deepening and sharpening my body of work, and my work has always been galvanizing, but now I'm creating a movement with you. So this is soul nourishment, this is self-love revolution, this is a lot of we are the new ancestors, generational issues stop here, right? Like, I don't care what your family health history is. I don't care if all the women have passed from breast cancer. It's gonna stop here. So, if that's singing to you, if you are one of the three, there's 3 spots available as of now. By the end of the day, there might be 2. So if you're feeling this, let me know, and DM me if you want more information. If you're feeling the movement, like if you're like, yeah, I'm part of that movement, comment below and let me know, like do a hashtag soul nourishment or a hashtag self-love revolution, and tell me a little bit like more about your story. And if you're interested in hearing how I got to be, like bringing all these facets together, let me know. I'll likely be sharing more pieces of the puzzle, so to speak, going deep into what I was like 10 years ago, what I was like 15 years ago, what I was like 5 years ago, in story. So watch this space if that interests you. So guys, Inside Out Wealth, here we come. Let me know what questions you have. Thanks for joining. If you're just joining, definitely go watch from the beginning because there's a lot of juicy stuff that was just shared. I reintroduced myself in the energy of 2020, right? In the energy, I should say, in the energy of, what are we? Nearly October 2020. I went back and watched a recording of myself from April, and I was like, wow, I'm so different. So that's what spawned all this. All right, I love you guys. I'll be around this week. I'm gonna be sharing a lot more. And if you are interested in being part of the revolution, let me know, comment below or DM me. All right, I love you guys. Talk to you soon.